Hey there, how you doing? This is gonna be one of those videos where I talk your ear off about World of Warcraft. Alpha's been out for a week and I'ma start the video with some complaining because I really wanted to get my hands on that alpha. The Silver Moon that you're seeing, it's the old one. And I really hoped for an alpha access, but I know the channel is not that big enough to get that kind of attention. But anyways, I just hoped. Forget about that. We're going to be talking about professions, player housing, and some of the stuff that you should be aware of if you aren't following every single creator through the alpha. Like, I'm watching YouTube for hours, and I'm like, I wanted to test that thing. I should have been able to test that thing, but I'm wait for the beta. Yeah, I'm up. Just go crawl to a corner and cry. No, enough jokes. We're gonna be talking about professions first. Funny thing just happened. Apparently, you can test out the player housing from 13th to 16th of October without midnight purchase. Like, you don't need to purchase midnight to test out the player housing on the PTR in the coming week. And like, I'm surprised. Maybe me complaining had something to do with that. Maybe. But mark your calendars. 13th to 16th of October, no midnight required. Just log on in and start decorating your house. Professions. The most important thing to note here is that from midnight onward, we're gonna be having two ranks of qualities for professions: base rank and higher quality. Now, this is a huge improvement. Why? Because the most rank 1 materials from the past two expansions were junk. It was useless a couple of months in. Like, who would use rank 1 materials after the first season? Nobody. It's just useless. You just shuffle it or just upgrade the low priced rank 1 materials into 2s and then 2s into 3s. So it was just an unnecessary mechanic inside the game. Like, in my books, this is a huge one. We're gonna have base ones and high quality ones. That just streamlines everything, makes everything easier, and this simple change will make most of the professions work better with each other. Like, the crafting is gonna feel way better now that there's two ranks of mats. Second thing I want to talk about, and this video would not be complete without it, is lumbering. You probably heard that you're gonna be chopping trees. You're gonna be needing lumber for your decor in the player housing, and there's gonna be expansion specific lumbers. So a lot of people and a lot of rumors are going around and talking about selling those lumbers. Well, that's just rumors. That's just rumors. I want to clarify, there is expansion specific lumbers. So if you're crafting an item from the Wrath of the Lich King, you need lumber from the Wrath of the Lich King zones. So you're gonna be chopping trees from those zones, but that's gonna be warband. You cannot trade that. There's not a single way to trade that, at least as of right now, and I do not imagine this changing because it would just ruin a lot of the economy. Because, like, imagine the whole population of World of Warcraft needing lumber, and there's just lumberjacks, like peons from Warcraft 3, just going around chopping trees. It would make sense. I'm there with you, but it would ruin the economy because, like, everybody needs lumber at the start, and that surge in price and that demand and the supply, it's just not gonna work. Maybe down the line, somewhere, when there's a shortage, like when the whole mechanic gets repetitive, Blizzard changes this and make it tradable. But as of right now, for the launch of Midnight, lumber is bound to you and your account. So just take those rumors and just let them go. Yeah. Maybe one day, maybe, and that's a huge maybe. The next big change is gonna be Orizin's Moxie, and that's the new Origin from the past Origin Acuity and the Origin Metal from back in the Dragonflight. Yeah, it's gonna be named Origin Moxie, and there's a very big change, and it's implemented into the game to combat the Origin shuffles that were going on at the beginning of the War Within expansion. Like, usually, people would just pick up herbalism and mining. They would get the most artisan out of it that they can, drop those, get another 2 professions, level those up, get the most out of those 2, then drop them, and so on until they get the last 2 set of professions that they want to keep with a huge amount of artisan acuity, and that way they can craft the highest rank tools and get a head start on everyone else. So yeah, that's not gonna be happening. That's not gonna be happening. The Origin Moxie, oh, it's gonna be confusing. Metal Acuity Moxie, which they just named it one thing. The Origin Moxie that you earn from Leatherworking, for example, will be only used to craft Leatherworking tools and buying recipes for the Leatherworking profession. You cannot use a specific Origin Moxie of a profession in another profession. There might come a time where there's gonna be a currency change. I haven't heard anything from the creators that are just playing the alpha, or maybe there's not a system implemented in the game, but I find it feasible. Like, maybe at some point in season 2 or season 3, Blizzard would just give us a choice to convert a certain Artisan Moxie's profession to another profession. But for now, for the start of the expansion, every Artisan Moxie is tied to its relevant profession. So, hallelujah, we are saved. I know I've been talking for minutes, but bear with me, this is gonna be the last big thing that happened. And yeah, every single legacy profession from the previous expansions is relevant now. Like, if you want a lamp from the Legion expansion, on top of the lumber from the Legion expansion for the frame, you need mats from the Legion expansion. Now, if you want to create a lamp from the Pandaria expansion, you're gonna be needing those mats from the Pandaria expansion. Like, every single item is tied to its expansion and to its reagents and materials and recipes. So the whole World of Warcraft just became relevant. Like, every single material just got relevant. You're gonna be seeing a lot of surges in the pricing of the base mats from the previous expansions. I believe that it already happened, and there's a lot of farmers around right now farming Iceground, farming TBC, farming every single expansion. Like, this is a farmer's heaven. This next expansion is a farmer's heaven, because every single mat in the game just became relevant. You're gonna be needing to skill up every single profession. Like, I would advise you to do so now before the expansion, because it's just one thing that you just need to do once and just be done with. Like, I have probably Legion to do, Pandaria and Kata, but having that done would just give you peace of mind. That way, the barrier to create what you want, or the barrier to make the amount of gold that you want to make with the recipes, would be the recipe itself. It would not be your skill of the, like, 4 expansion pasts. Like you need that barrier gone. You want to be focusing on how you can make gold with the new recipes. You don't want to be focusing on, oh damn it, I don't have enough skill in these specific professions to create that one single item that is very high in demand on the auction house. So yeah, just as a a really important advice here. Get to skilling up every single profession. Every single profession from every single expansion. Classic, TBC, Wrath of the Lich King, Kara, Pandaria, Warlords of Draenor, Legion, BFA, oh my god, Shadowlands, Dragonflight, and finally the Wolverine. There's a lot of stuff to do, and we cannot ever be sure which item will be in demand. Like, we can speculate, we can see which recipes are locked behind which achievements, which recipes are easily tradable, which recipes are like hard to craft, but you can never be sure. Like, you never wanna be locked behind your you don't want it to be a skill issue. You don't want it to be a skill issue. Simply put, if it's a skill issue, it will just ruin your day. Yeah. And with that, we'll beat you for WoW in a few days. The player housing will go live on the PTR. I'll be probably living on the PTR for that 3 days. But yeah, if you want specific content surrounding the midnight beta, I cannot promise you the alpha because I don't have access to the alpha. Yeah, let me know in the comments. And as always, leaving a like or even a subscribe to the channel will help immensely. And make sure to sub. Why not? Make sure to sub. You will miss the videos.